We're going to talk about heat-related illnesses, most specifically heat stroke. Now, working in a hot environment increases hazards in the workplace for employees, and heat stress is something that uh, we want you to be aware of, as hot environments can create indirect safety hazards that typically you wouldn't really be thinking about. You can become fatigued, you can lose focus on your work tasks, or even lose consciousness from excessive heat. Now, heat stroke can also cause more direct illnesses such as heat exhaustion, heat stroke, or heat cramps. Death due to heat-related illnesses between 2005 and 2009 rose to higher rates than any other category that was observed during any other 5-year period in the past 35 years. 18 people died in 2014 due to heat-related issues, according to OSHA. Now, by being aware and properly preventing and acting quickly, many heat-related deaths can be prevented. When it comes to heat, you can't really afford to mess around. Every minute and every symptom are very important. So, what is heat stroke? Well, the most serious heat-related illness is heat stroke. Heat stroke can be very dangerous. It's a medical emergency. If you think you or someone you know is suffering from heat stroke, call 911 immediately. Also, get out of the heat as soon as possible. This illness can cause damage to the brain and other internal organs and can even lead to death. Exposure to prolonged high temperatures, generally in combination with dehydration, results in heat stroke, leads to failure of the body's temperature control system. When someone who's exhibiting signs of heat stroke is not properly treated immediately, it can result in permanent health issues or even death. So, with regard to prevention of heat illnesses, by following some tips, it can be helpful in preventing heat-related illnesses. Now, while you're working in hot environments, it's important to be aware of how your body is acclimating, and any severe changes you should note immediately. Prevention's key when it comes to heat stroke. So here are some things that you can do to help reduce your risk of heat stroke. First, allow your body to acclimate to hot environments. When you're starting a new job that works in a hot environment, it can take up to 2 weeks before an individual's body is used to working in such conditions. Take plenty of breaks in a shaded or a cool area. Allow your body to take a rest from the heat. Stay properly hydrated by drinking plenty of water before you're thirsty. Stay on top of hydration because it's very important, and often when you're to the point of extreme thirst, you may be bordering on dehydration. Drink plenty of water and other electrolyte liquids because it can be a great way to stay on top of preventing heat stroke and other illnesses. Be also aware of your coworkers and monitor each other for signs of heat illness. Also, pace yourself. Don't push yourself too hard when it's extremely hot in the work environment. If exertion makes your heart pound and gasp for air, you need to stop immediately and rest until the symptoms resolve. Now, what are the signs of heat stroke? Well, heat stroke is a serious medical condition that occurs when heat exposure exceeds the physiological capability of the body to cool itself. It results in an increase of the core body temperature as well as other noticeable symptoms. Knowing signs of heat stroke can be extremely helpful in preventing major injury or even death to yourself or coworkers. By being aware of these common symptoms, you can often prevent additional injury when acting on the first sight of these symptoms. And so these are some of the things you may observe or experience with heat stroke. Number one, fainting can often be the first sign of heat stroke. If someone complains of feeling faint, sit them down in a cool or shaded area. Provide them with cool water to drink and allow them to catch their breath and relax until they start to feel better. 2, dizziness is a common symptom of heat stroke and often happens before or even after fainting. 3, lack of sweating. By sweating, your body cools itself off naturally. When someone doesn't sweat, they can often start to overheat. 4, red, hot, and dry skin can be an observable symptom that coworkers can notice quickly. Keep an eye on your fellow coworkers, and that can be helpful in preventing heat stroke. 5, rapid heartbeat or breathing is often associated with heat stroke. 6, heat stroke victims can often exhibit signs of confusion and seem disoriented. 7, vomiting can occur with heat stroke and should be followed by liquids to prevent dehydration. And 8, a body temperature of 104 or higher can be observed in individuals suffering from heat stroke. Now, how do you treat it? Treatment of heat stroke, if you are are observing a coworker experiencing symptoms of heat stroke, don't hesitate to get treatment. The longer you wait, the more detrimental it can be to someone's health. So please follow these steps for someone who appears to be suffering from heat stroke. First, alert a supervisor and call 911 immediately. Second, move the worker to a shaded or cooler area if possible. Third, remove excess articles of clothing quickly to help bring down someone's body temperature. Too much clothing in hot temperatures hamper the body's ability to sweat and cool itself down. Then 4, apply cool water to the body or place in a tub or shower of cool water. Don't make the water ice cold, as you can make the body go into shock. If you're not able to place them in water, place ice packs in the armpit and in the groin areas to help lower the body's core temperature. Now, knowing the signs of a heat stroke is important. Heat stroke is the most severe form of heat-related illness, and it can be life-threatening. Preventing heat-related illnesses before they become an issue in the workplace is very important. Knowing symptoms and signs and treatment of heat illnesses, especially heat stroke, can be life-saving in some instances. Now, so when you're in doubt, don't hesitate to call 911 to get the individual the proper medical treatment that's necessary. You may end up saving your own life or the life of a coworker by acting quickly and properly when dealing with heat stroke. Don't hesitate when dealing with serious medical conditions such as heat-related illnesses. I hope this gives you a good idea of what to look for, where to go, how to deal with it, because it is the hot time of year and we do have to address this and be aware of it and deal with it properly.